before I even get started, is there like certain things that any particular person was confused on this past Sunday? Any particular questions you all have?
I would probably say nah. I just want to see how you would enter off the fibs again.
Off the fibs, okay. I can show you that, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. Matter of fact, I don't even think I even talked about fibs too much at all. Actually, Sunday.
You didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I personally, I really don't use the Fibonacci tool. When I use it, I only use it to measure out the actual move. I don't use it for entries at all. So I'll actually show you everything on how I personally use it. The Fibonacci is a great tool. A lot of people trade based off of the Fibonacci. Me personally, like what I'm gonna do this actual what I'll be doing this actual on this Zoom is I'm gonna show you all how to what I like to call naked entries. So how to use naked entries without like any tools and things like that. No EMAs, no Fibonacci's, none of that. Like no RSI, none of that. Like strictly with the eye. Cause like let's be real, we always not gonna be in front of our computer. Heck, TradingView went down today for like 2 or 3 hours. So, if you know how to really enter the market with a naked eye, know like the ins and outs and stuff like that, then you actually you're ahead of the game. So I don't only teach my students naked entries, but I also teach them how to enter the market on a lot of other different ways. So, but that's throughout the course. So you all will get those as well. So with that being said, let's start. We can start right here on, let's say on, we can start right here on actual ECAD. So let's take, for instance, with the Fibonacci tool, take this uptrend, for instance, right here. Now, I remember briefly hearing Clint say he pays attention to the actual 38, 50, and the 618. Me personally, when I use it, I only pay attention to the 618. So, and why is that? It's the golden ratio. If you notice on nice flags, look where you got that, look where that flag is ended. So when you do your Fibonacci, let me kind of clean that up. When you do your Fibonacci, you swing on a buy, you swing low to high. So from your last impulse to your current flag right there, that's at the 618. Now, if I was to do the same thing, let's say you see this actual impulsive move up, this is a flag. Remember, the market moves in 3 different ways. Like impulsive move, flag right there. So if I was to take my Fibonacci to actually measure out my actual flag if I'm looking for the 618, look where that flag went. The exact 618. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So that's what I pretty much look at. If I'm seeing something, if I'm using the Fibonacci, I'm looking at my impulsive move. I'm seeing that, granted, I'm seeing that my flag is starting now. So what I would do is I take that Fibonacci from my impulse to the top of that flag, and then I wait for price to get down to that 618 to see what it's doing. So the market actually starts to do like this. Impulse, flag, and then it starts to drag like that, and then I get that continuation to the downside. Usually when it starts to drag like this, it drags like that at the top of the flag or at the bottom of that flag. Does that make sense? I mean,
can you go into a little bit more about that? Like, can I see it a little closer?
Okay, yeah. So like right here, remember, this is an impulsive move right here. Mm-hmm. So from here to here, Fibonacci. So from this field right here to that, this entire move was a impulsive move. Make sense?
Yep.
Then we got the pullback here. Where's the pullback at? You know what? Actually, here to here. I'm sorry. From there to there, and then from this impulsive move to this flag. Make sense? See that flag right there? That
Yep.
flag ended. What did it start doing? When it got to the 618,
Okay.
drag. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then eventually, once that flag got done, you got the continuation to the upside. Make sense? So I'll show you again. This is a new, let's say for instance, I missed this, let's say for instance, I missed this entry and I caught this entry. So like what I would do, Fibonacci, impulse a move. Look at this flag right here. So this is my impulse. Remember, we get in on our flag. Where did that flag go to? Look to the right, 618. See that? Now I caught the continuation to the downside. So you see how when this came back to the 618, it played around. Remember what I said? It'll do this, impulse, flag, and then it'll like drag, and then we get the continuation. It plays around towards that area. So I can show you all different types of areas, all different pairs where it did the exact same thing. Let's see, GBP. I don't know, I'm gonna just throw.
Was that a continuation to the upside though?
Yeah, it is. I'm just giving you examples. I mean, it's the same thing, no matter. So, impulse, flag like this, then it'll play around, then continuation. The overall thing that you need to understand is that this entire move is the flag. Make sense? That's the flag right there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you mark the flag on the chart itself?
Yeah. Okay. So remember.
Just to clarify.
Nah, I got you. This is my impulse. Then I take it to the top of where my flag started. See my flag? See how it started to turn around right here? The pullback. A flag is a pullback. So this is my 618. You see how it played around at the flag? Hold on. I'm sorry. 1 second. See how I played around at the flag right in this area? This entire move from here to there is my flag.
Okay.
This is my impulsive move. This right here. See, impulse, flag. See, like the flagpole.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the continuation to the upside. Does that make sense? So what I usually pay attention to is that 618 area, that 50 and that 618. The 618 is my golden ratio. Pretty much I can, like, look, I'll show you again on the sale right here. So you see this impulsive move to the downside. And what's this right here, you all? Flag, right?
Flag.
Okay. So again, I'm going to take this impulsive move. Remember, swing high to swing low on the sale. The bottom of that flag right there. And in this case, guess where it came to? The 50. So it's right there. The market is usually going to always give back at least half of what it gave you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
50%. Yep.
Not 50%. So I'm looking, automatically in my head, I'm expecting the 618. If it give back 50 and then that's it. But remember, the flag, this is the 1 hour time frame. Remember what I told you? When it comes to a flag, it usually gives you a heads up of when that flag is at the top. So understand, remember what I said. Look at this impulse. You see this flag? These are hour candles. Each hour, it just stayed up here, side to side, right? And then what happened? What happened? We got the drop. Make sense?
Okay.
Does that make a little bit more sense to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
So and I'll show you all another example. So look at this right here. You can pretty much, once we got that continuation, and this is probably not the best because we got a channel coming, but still right here, that's an impulsive move. This is a flag. And then with that flag, look how it started to, lagging a little bit. See how I started to move side to side before we got the continuation to the downside. Make sense?
Yes.
So let me look at another pair. Let's go EURUSD. Let's see if we can catch something on there. And I'm gonna show you all something else too as well, because it's a way you can use it on bigger time frames. That's another way I would use the because literally with Fibonacci, like the Fibonacci is a very, very strong tool. So a lot of traders, they would literally trade based off of fib levels. They can literally do that, and I'll show you all that in a minute as well. So for instance, we're gonna take, and again, you can use the Fibonacci on whatever time frame you want. I personally, when I use it, I just use it to measure out my flags. That's when I use it. So let's take this downtrend, for instance, right here. Yeah, I go through that because it started to move side to side right there. So on this downtrend, Fibonacci, right here, where did it go to? See the 50?
Yep.
See that?
Yep.
Now let's zoom in. Remember, this is the 1 hour. So each candlestick represents 1 hour. So when I got to the top of that, when I got to the 50, so the pretty much the height of that actual Fibonacci, guess what it did? It pulled back strong like that, and then it started to move side to side. Then I got the continuation to the downside. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That pretty much gives you a strong indication on what's the height of your flag. Like if your flag is dying down or not, if you're at the top or the bottom. So maybe you all heard me say before, maybe you heard Lindor, never really heard Marios or Clint say before, but any trader really, like who trades flag patterns. Like wait till price get to the top of the flag for your sell, or wait till it get to the bottom of your flag for your buy. Anybody ever be like, well, how are you supposed to know it's the bottom or the top? Ever heard that?
Yeah.
All the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a strong indication of knowing how you know the top or the bottom of your flag. Once you see price going to that opposite direction from the main impulse of move, so I see that impulse of move to the downside. So of course, you know that pullback is your flag. Now with that flag, I'm seeing consolidation in it. I'm seeing side to side. It's letting me know that flag has created a resistance area within that flag. Now, what you do not want to do, you don't want to put your Fibonacci on here and say, okay, I'm expecting it to get to the 50. And then once it get to the 50, you just sell. I mean, you just sell, but price kept going up strong. You wait for price to go side to side. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
Good. I'll show you a couple more examples just with this style of the Fibonacci, and then I'll show you some examples of how to use the Fibonacci on a higher time frame to actually trade zone to zone. And when I first saw that, like that, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like you can literally trade zone to zone like that. Let me look for, let's go to the 4 hour real quick, just to show you all you can pretty much see the same thing on different time frames. Looking for a nice uptrend, a nice downtrend. So here go a nice uptrend right here. So take this nice uptrend right here. We'll start right here to here. And no, I don't like that uptrend. Hold on. Okay, here we go. What was I finna say? And you know, like the way that you can take the Fibonacci, you can do it one or two ways.